Last November, my phone decided to stage a rude awakening at 2 a.m. It wasn't my alarm, thank goodness, but a number I didn't recognize. I squinted at the caller ID, half expecting a telemarketer with impeccable timing, but it turned out to be Uncle Ray's lawyer. My first thought? Oh, great. He probably needs a quick signature for the funeral costs. You see, Ray was our family's resident eccentric, the kind of relative who always wore mismatched socks, carried a faint, comforting scent of cedar, and whose idea of a good time was arguing with pigeons in the park. We loved him, in our own peculiar way, but he wasn't exactly known for his vast worldly possessions. Instead of talking about funeral arrangements, the lawyer's voice, crisp and devoid of emotion even at that ungodly hour, cut through my grogginess like a surgeon's scalpel. Mr. Robinson, you are the sole beneficiary of a $12 million estate. Effective immediately. My brain nearly short-circuited. 12 million? Was this some kind of prank? He continued, calm as ever. And per Mr. Ray's specific instructions, you may not disclose this to any family member for 30 days. I laughed. Not genuinely. More like one of those panicked, stupid noises that escape when your brain just gives up. Ray's biggest asset, as far as any of us knew, was that bizarre collection of antique yo-yos he proudly displayed in his dusty apartment. 12 million sounded like a number from a lottery ticket, not from Uncle Ray. I stammered. Are you sure you have the right number? He didn't even hesitate. Coldly, precisely, he repeated my social security digits, every single one, then said a courier would bring the paperwork at dawn. I hung up. The receiver felt impossibly heavy in my hand. The quiet hum of the phone in the dark room was deafening. I stared at the familiar cracks in my ceiling, the ones I'd mentally mapped during sleepless nights, and somehow they seemed to shift and writhe. That's when two undeniable truths slammed into me. I was now, inexplicably, a millionaire. And for the next 30 days, I had to fake being broke while sitting on a mountain of cash. Even before the sun rose, that secret already felt like a weight pressing on my chest, heavy, suffocating, and completely surreal. The very next morning, as if on cue, my older sister Dana dropped a bomb in the family group chat. Emergency brunch, we need to talk about Ray's house. My heart sank. This was it, the first test. I threw on my old thrift store hoodie. It felt less like clothing, more like a disguise now. At the kitchen table, everything was painfully familiar. Mom serving her infamous powdered eggs, Dad ranting about gas prices. Then Dana's husband Rick slid a Zillow printout across the table, his eyes glinting. Ray's place could easily sell for $400,000, he said. Split 4 ways, that's a nice cushion for everyone. 4 ways. Not 5. He'd conveniently left me out, as usual. I nodded, playing the quiet youngest sibling, while my phone in my pocket buzzed softly, with more zeros than I'd ever seen. Rick laughed. Maybe we'll finally see our baby brother chip in for once. Everyone laughed. I did too. Hollow. Metallic. It tasted like ash. 30 days of this act, I told myself. Just 30 days. It felt like an eternity. 2 weeks in, the facade began to crack. It was Mom's birthday, chaotic as always, and Dana cornered me near the cake. She held up her phone, a blurry photo of Uncle Ray holding a lottery ticket. He won something, didn't he? She asked. My palms went sweaty. Ray bought lottery tickets all the time, Dana, I said, trying to stay casual. She leaned in, perfume thick in the air. Look, if you hear anything, you tell me. We deserve to know. That word, deserve, hit hard. Not a request, an entitlement. Why would you assume I'd know? I asked, voice cracking slightly. She smirked. Ray liked you best. She walked off humming, leaving a cold dread sitting in my chest. The fuse wasn't theoretical anymore. It was real, and it was burning fast.
Week 3 felt like a pressure cooker. Then the inevitable happened. Mom called, her voice trembling.
Someone told me Ray left everything to some outside charity. My blood ran cold. I couldn't say a word. That clause in the will meant I was gagged. Dad grabbed the phone. If you know who's behind this, you better speak up, son. Maybe there's more to the story, Dad. He hung up. That night, I stared at the envelope on my counter. Ray's will. Mocking me. Clause 4B. Disclosure nullifies inheritance. Ray hadn't just left me money. He'd left me a social experiment. A test I was failing in real time.
On day 28, Dana invited me for coffee, but when I walked in, Rick was already there, arms crossed, jaw tight. She slid a paper across the table. Family Equity Agreement. I skimmed it. A demand to split Ray's money 5 ways. And what happens if the heir refuses? I asked. Rick leaned forward. Then we sue for undue influence. Ray was senile. I reached for my coffee, hands shaking. I'll think about it. Then I bolted. In my car, I screamed into the headrest. 2 days. Just 2 more days of this nightmare. 30 days. Finally over. I transferred the funds, millions, into my own account. The numbers didn't feel real. I walked into Mom's living room. Dana stood in front of a whiteboard titled Ray's Assets Recovery Plan. Stop. I need to tell you something. Ray left everything to me. 12 million. It's done. You could have heard a dust bunny fall. Mom gasped, Dad froze, Dana's face went red. Why didn't you say anything? Mom whispered. Rick snapped. Must be nice hiding while we grieved. I tried to explain the clause, but the room erupted. Accusations, shouting, tears. Mom sobbed. Dad left without a word. Dana just looked at me, eyes burning. You just burned this family down. And she wasn't wrong. They lawyered up anyway. Accused me of coercing Ray, but Ray was one step ahead. He'd left video testimony, doctor's notes, airtight paperwork. Their lawsuit crashed and burned. But the cost? Their savings, their pride, our family. I tried to help in secret, paid Mom's hospital deductibles anonymously. She never knew. One day, I got a voicemail from Dad. Hope you're happy, he said. Then the line went dead. The money bought me a townhouse, therapy, and a lifetime of guilt. My therapist calls it sudden wealth guilt. I just call it the price of silence. Looking back, I used to think the money was the bomb, the thing that destroyed us. But the truth? The bomb was already ticking. Ray didn't create the greed. He revealed it. Would I do it differently? Maybe. But maybe Uncle Ray, in his strange way, saved me. From living a lie we all pretended was love. Wealth doesn't corrupt. It reveals. And what it revealed, I can't unsee. If you stuck around through this whole twisted tale, drop a comment below. Would you have taken the money or chosen the family? Either way, I'm still unpacking the fallout, not by a long shot.